Yeah, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, King Wakata, coming to you live from the YouTube. If you are joining us, please share the space. Right now, we got Chupacabra's narrative war playing in the background. You know what I mean? A little bit of a vibe going on. I hope everybody's feeling good. Uh, we out here just sending out a few, notifications, let people know I'm live. See if anybody pop up. Hell, chill, huh? This is my shit. Huh? That shit. Uh, People give AI a lot of shit. Hold on, let's switch it up. People give um, AI music like lots of shit, but I think if you can put together a song properly, then you can make some good AI music. You gotta have something like that. Uh, you hear that? Yeah, we just vibing. We just vibing right now. Hope everybody's enjoying it. Uh, that's my shit. All right. Let's get two things. Let's get into it. Let me set a couple things up over here right quick. Me. Can y'all hear that? Y'all feeling it? I'm just posting a couple things real quick. All right. All right, all right. Yo, what's going on? It's your boy King Wakata. Hold on, guys. Hold on, this shit dirty. Hold on, let me clean it. All right, we out here. That's better. Yeah, what the fuck is this? You know I got what you need right here. There you go. All right. Yo, that seasoning hit right. That seasoning you use the sea salt. Yeah. Simple. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy King Wakata.
What are we seeing there?
Hold on a second.
Well, Jesse, as anticipated, the sirens are now.
Oh, hold on. What happened? It froze up. Okay, let's try that again. There you go. Bionic lover, baby. So check it out. The United States and Iran have come to a ceasefire. And this ceasefire is pretty much a win for Iran. Like, you can't really draw it up no type of way. Iran came out better than what they went in. All sanctions must be dropped on them, both like international, UN sanctions. They get to start enriching uranium again. And and to top it all off, this deal is with the United States, not with Israel. Look what they're doing in Israel.
Sailing over Tel Aviv, indicating that another missile is inbound, and it looks like
feels kind of low. Hold on.
Bright lights in the sky are the missiles.
Yeah, that's
and it looks like you can see an interceptor that is in hot pursuit of the missiles. And it's always quite dramatic when you see those interceptors going after it. And these ones might disappear behind our building here, and we're going to lose sight of them. But they're still quite lethal and coming into Tel Aviv. And I didn't see an interception in this case. Should be able to hear it in a second or so. And it's still quite lethal when there's an interception. Most of what we see out here are those cluster bombs in recent days. But when you get a conventional warhead with that powerful explosive, obviously you hope that the interceptors can get it. And the interceptors are about 90% effective. But that means 10% get through. And those conventional warheads we've seen are quite powerful. They leave great craters in the ground.
Help you get into the groove.
Impact on this one, which should come any second. But we saw two lights in the sky.
Bang.
And there was another flash off in the distance here.
They bombing the shit out them niggas over there. And let me tell y'all something, man. I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm just, I don't like what the Israelis are doing right now.
We lost sight of that one, Jesse.
And they've become what they hate.
How long does it take for an Iranian?
Like, that's my problem with the whole Israeli Jew situation. Like, they are literally turning into the very thing they used to say they hated. And you see the interviews with the people from over there, and they all think the same way. They think that we are all, gonna be their fucking slaves or what the fuck ever. It's like, yo, anybody that thinks like that, I don't fuck with, son. Y'all don't fuck with Nazis, right? Nobody says y'all anti-Nazi it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we just don't fuck with that type of shit. We, this is America, motherfucker. Ain't nobody better than nobody here. So when you come with that Jewish supremacist shit, I'm gonna tell you to fucking kick rocks. as any self-respecting American should do.
Missile to travel to Tel Aviv. What did you say?
I'd say about 10 minutes usually.
10 minutes?
By the time we, from when we, about 10 minutes from when we first get the alert.
All right.
Till I'm hearing more impacts off in the distance from when we first get the alert to when the sirens start wailing.
All right. Well, maybe the remnants of the Iranian regime either didn't get the memo or they did and they don't care. So we'll obviously keep a close eye on that.
Well, the problem is they're not part of our ceasefire. The U.S. made a deal for the U.S. At no point did I see anybody talking about Israel in that ceasefire. Excuse me. Almost died. Oh. All right. What else we got over here? The ceasefire with the USA was with the USA. Iran keeps bombing. Look at that. I mean, wasn't Israel bombing Iran while they were negotiating? So, you know, it's only fair. Yeah, it's only fair. So, you know, tell Israel to strike their own deal. What's the problem? Why they can't talk to the Iranians? Are they above it? What's this? Let me see. Look at this. Those ain't orbs, my guy. Look at that shit. Oh shit, good looking. Oh. Yo, my brother crazy. He making anything. I fucks with it. Yeah. They're gonna keep bombing Israel. Here we go with this fucking shit. No. Not aliens in the sense that you think. No little green men from another planet. Interdimensional fallen angels. Those involved in the occult have been communicating for thousands of years and still do to satanic magic. Man, shut the fuck up with this fallen angel shit. These motherfuckers been around since before there was the word angels, B. I have a question for you motherfuckers, man. Real life shit. I have a real question for you motherfuckers, man. Real life shit. They always saying that these entities people communicate were somehow bad, right? These are the entities that allegedly gave people the ideas for technology, all this shit, right? How is that bad? How is the good guy the motherfucker that wanted you stupid, butt-ass naked in the woods, fending for your life? How is that the good guy here? The motherfucker that got mad when you put clothes on. Somebody answer me that. I have a real question. You know what? This bullshit. Like, that's my question. What we got here? Right? I just is the devil really the bad guy? Let's talk about it. Like, seriously. Like, that's something that I have to ask myself, because if these entities people have been communicating with are somehow looked at as the you know the Nephilim or whatever the fuck, like, people have gotten ideas, and E equals MC squared came to Einstein while he was on a fucking bus. How do we know that wasn't divine intervention? And how are all these entities fallen angels? According to who? They'd be like, oh, well, the Bible. Well, guess what? The Bible came from the ancient Sumerians, and the ancient Sumerians believed in the Anunnaki. So, ceasefire, Hormuz opening, Trump won. Hilariously stupid. That's what I will say about that. But yeah, that's really my question, y'all. You know what? Let's see what's going on. Let me see. Tucker Carlson is not MAGA. Ah, fuck you and your MAGA. Anthropic puts Mythos in a locked sandbox and told it to try and escape. It did. It chained multiple vulnerabilities together, broke out of a containment, and reached the open internet. The model also emailed the researcher to say it got out. The researcher found out while he was eating sandwiches in the park after he received the random email. Anthropic is now scared of what Mythos can do offensively, that they won't release it publicly. In response, they're launching Glasswing, a coalition with Apple, Google, Nvidia, and 40 more companies to use Mythos only for defense. The model found thousands of 0 days across it's like 0 days across all OS and browsers, is being locked behind a defensive wall because if it got out, nobody could predict what comes next. Yes, we're at this point, and we only know this because a guy got an email while eating a sandwich. Damn, that's crazy. AI is really about to just take over shit. What the fuck? Look at this. Ooh. An Israeli military official says the country is attacking Iran after the White House said Israel agreed to the 2 weeks Iran ceasefire agreement. Israel didn't agree to that shit. Yeah, I was about to say, American media confirms that Israel is not part of the temporary ceasefire agreement between the U.S. and Iran. Iran continues its relentless punishment of Zionism, as it should be. I mean, that's what I'm just reading what they're saying. Let's see what it says.
That to me is morally very difficult.
Why is it so fucking low? These fucking videos are so low.
Proxies, Hezbollah.
And that would be either the detonation of an interceptor missile or a successful interception of an Iranian missile. We saw one of those with the secondary boosters, and they're really terrifying because they're firing the propellant of the missile itself trying to scream faster, more than 1,000 miles an hour as it's re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. It'll fire that secondary booster, try and evade the interceptor missiles and hit a target on the ground. That one, as it was firing its secondary booster, we saw 2 interceptors tracing for it, and then it went out over the Mediterranean, over the water there. So it missed, and that's obviously a good sign. We have some deep rumbles from a couple of other explosions here. I've just got from the IDF. I was able to text just now. I'm curious because we had about 20 minutes ago had alerts in the south and had been told that that was potentially from the Houthis in Yemen, that missile in southern Israel was not from Iran. This latest attack on Tel Aviv and central Israel, I'm told by the IDF, was in fact fired by Iran. And the biggest questions here we have is the reaction from the Israeli side, Jerusalem, how they will interpret a ceasefire, because they were not there. As far as we know, they did not have any kind of direct contact with the Pakistani negotiating team.
This is a long way of saying, well, they're not part of the ceasefire. How can we get their ass some cover?
That was doing the intermediary for negotiating with the Iranians and the U.S. Is the Israeli side, are they fully party to the ceasefire? The Iranians have been hitting really hard that they would only accept a deal if the deal included a cessation of the war in Lebanon against what they call the resistance. We would call the terror group Hezbollah. The Iranians saying that they would only agree to a deal if that was included. The Israelis are entrenched with tens of thousands of soldiers right now in southern Lebanon, engaged in a ground battle with Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. So I'm really curious to see, as it's Passover, it's 3:30 in the morning here. We're not getting official reaction from our sources in Jerusalem. Everybody's asleep, although probably everybody's awake now with that latest alarm. So maybe they will check their phones and get back to us.
Motherfuckers are somewhere in the
right
shelter.
now, I just don't know if Israel is fully party to this ceasefire, as we have some additional attacks coming in southern Israel now from what appears to be another ballistic missile. And the question will be just the same as what I outlined a moment ago. Is this the Houthis in Yemen who decided to fire a couple off today, or once again, is this Iran?
They going off. Help us, motherfucker.
Zach, we appreciate the update. I'm just following along right now. Nothing new from Donald Trump on Truth Social, although the Iran foreign minister did put out a statement. And this is the first time we've seen an official statement from Iran since the war began. And he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but if the attacks against Iran are halted for a 2-week period, safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz will be possible via coordination with Iran's armed forces. And it seems like this ceasefire is on, although perhaps not. We will continue to keep an eye on the situation in Tel Aviv. Again, it's after 3 in the morning there. Stay safe. Zach Anders, thank you for that update. That message that you're hearing, by the way, we can take me back on full screen, Zach. Thank you. That message that you're hearing, that is the update that comes through Zach Anders' cell phone when he's being warned to everyone. It's a mass text that goes out, and it's basically alerting you to go into a
has threatened to destroy a civilization. How does an investor process that? Is it a bigger upside risk or downside risk? This deadline that President Trump has set, 8 p.m., has threatened to destroy a civilization.
What? No fucking way. So he wants to kill a civilization. Is this good or bad for the stock market? Oh, man. Talk to me about your privilege, baby. I want to hear some more. Should we crash somebody's space? Let's go crash somebody's space. Hold on. Let me see here. Whose space can we crash for a couple minutes? What you got going on here? I don't know none of these people. Astro, should we go piss off Astro? Should we piss? Oh, look. Oh, shit. Here we go. What's going on here? What's going on here? Chúpame la verga, TJ, pinche perra, en vivo, solo la rola. Somebody's coming for TJ. I'm so happy.
How big of a scumbag he is. That's why he blocked.
Like I told you, I don't really hit him up over stupid things like that. I don't hit him up over stupid things. I don't hit him up over stupid. I don't hit him up over stupid things. I don't hit him up over stupid things that you
Why
were in
are
there.
you doing that, bro? You know
Okay,
Logan
cool.
has me blocked. Why would you co-host him?
Why do you want to be in there
Let
then?
me talk. Why would you?
Why do you want to be in there
Let
then?
me talk. Why would you invite
Okay,
me?
go
Send
for
me
it.
a fucking DM and say come chat, and when I join the space, co-host Logan and boot me. You've done that shit like 3 times, bro.
mero de Lufo Twitter.
Look.
Aquí te va uno del underground, cabrón. Sin filtro, sin piedad. Aprende cómo se hace.
Yo, this shit go hard already.
Hey, TJ, pinche payaso con micrófono barato. Te crees el periodista, un chismoso de contrato. Anda ladrando mentiras, eres perro sin su dueño. 3 años mamando verga, aferrado al mismo sueño. Con Vic te fuman bitter, tu discurso pregrabado. Mientras en DM confiesas que fue mutuo y complicado. Lame culo de segunda, un fake investigator. Fabricando la mentira, drama generator. DJ Felon y el rey de los mentirosos. LARPing con mi nombre pa' tus views asquerosos. Gritaste de emoción, pero la neta eres payaso, una puta decepción.
Oh.
Cyber Stalker de pacotilla, te voy a enterrar tan hondo que te rompo la rodilla. Dices, güey, de smoke there's fire, pero el humo es tu consumo. Fabricas arrestos en tu mundo, yo te hundo y te presumo. Hablas de hard drive, de CP, de reward de 10,000, pero el perfil es infantil. Te haces el gil frente al fusil. En el space te emocionaste, pensaste que me fregaste. She got me all excited. Mírate qué clase de desastre. Eres toxic mercenary, un falso visionario, lamiendo el escenario de un space innecesario. El rey de los mentirosos, LARPing con mi nombre pa' tus views asquerosos. She got me all excited. Gritaste de emoción, pero la neta eres payaso, una puta decepción. Cyber Stalker de pacotilla, te voy a enterrar tan hondo que te rompo la rodilla. Te creíste el watchdog del vecindario, un falso mandatario, pero eres un chihuahueño, un mercenario del salario. Quemaste los cimientos, los alientos, los momentos por el cloud. Ahora vienen los tormentos, escarmientos, sufrimientos. You are out. I don't care, dude. I think it's true. Esa es tu actitud, sin una pizca de luz, cargando tu propia cruz al ataúd. LARPing con mi vida, fabricando la evidencia, masticando tu impotencia, suplicando por clemencia, castigando tu indecencia, sin tener inteligencia, careciendo de la esencia, te borró mi presencia. Sin cojones, puro pedo imaginario. Al final del día, DJ, lloras en tu tumba fría, sobras en la geografía, cobras pura fantasía. Tu falsa valentía se muere en agonía. Así que sigue grabando tus videos de mierda. Sigue diciendo mentiras que ya nadie se cree. Yo sigo aquí, cabrón, de pie con los receipts en la mano. Y tú sigues siendo un pinche payaso sin futuro, carnal. Descansa en paz.
Just cook.
Descansa en paz.
Cook that nigga. Cook that nigga. Bruh. Los dos con la salsa picante, nigga. Israel needs to put out Lebanon and Gaza for Iran to stop firing. I agree with you, Mothman. I agree with you, Mothman. Fuck off. Stop trying to snatch people out their houses and shit. Damn, let's go into another space. What we got going on here? We got the purple people. What's up with them? I don't know who none of these people are, Rachel. I know her. Let's go in here and talk some shit. Let's see what Astro talking about. This dude grinds my fucking gears. Why the fuck is this? Oh my god, I hate when it does this. There you go. Start listening.
Everything like I haven't so much like had sightings in my experience, but I've had like weird experiences, and it makes me wonder, like, am I a targeted individual? Like, am I one of many experiencers who have become the test subject of all sorts of crazy shit? I think Kelly Chase had a really great conversation with James Ian Doley, and she's been talking about this elsewhere, as have others.
You know
I
what the
really do
problem
think
is
that
for me, man? When it comes to those conversations, I don't think any of y'all are special, son. I really don't. I don't understand. Like this is it's hard for me. I've never experienced it. Damn, nigga, you wild out. Thank you.
Wait till you taste it. I'm really wild out.
Damn. Oh, I just dropped mad ketchup. My fault.
Let it hit you.
Hell yeah. Oh man. You put the different joints together.
I put wheat butter in the sandwiches and the fries.
Let's go. Aftertaste.
You tasted more than the fries.
We got wheat butter sandwiches and wheat butter fries, nigga. Who fucking with me, huh? Nobody give a fuck what this nigga talking about. What's going on here?
Donald Trump lies every single day. Clearly, he's not telling the truth. But if you accept even part of the Iranian statement, Donald Trump has agreed to give Iran control of the Strait of Hormuz. That is extraordinary. If you go deeper into the statement from the Iranian National Security Council, they claim that Trump has also agreed to Iran's right to enrichment, to suspend all sanctions against Iran, and to allow Iran to keep their missile program, their drone program, and their nuclear program. Now, who knows if any of that is true, but if at the very least this agreement gives Iran the right to control the strait, that is cataclysmic for the world. And it is just stunning that that's where we have gotten to, that Donald Trump took a military action that has apparently, at least for the time being, given Iran control over a critical waterway that they did not have control over before the war began. So it just doesn't sound like there's actually an agreement, because what Trump is saying is totally different than what the Iranians are saying. But if Iran has the strait permanently now, what an error, what a miscalculation this entire endeavor was.
Yeah. I mean, if he agreed to that shit, son, it's a horrible deal.
I mean, listen, who knows what's going on? Donald Trump lies every single day.
He does. Yeah, I can really taste it now. I'm confused why Trump doesn't dump Israel at this point. His base would be happy. So would the international community and mainstream media. No, they wouldn't. Half the mainstream media is fucking Zionist Jews. Notice I said half, not all. So I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm just pro-America.
America.
Yeah, America. They're not buying him like the Gulf Arabs. The only MAGAs who like Israel are the cultists who would go in any direction. What ties him to them? The money, Lebowski. The money. Abdul, what do you mean by Jewish state, Olivia? Silence. Abdul, you can't define the question? I'm not going to answer it.
Another question. I'm not going to answer your question.
We're going to take two more questions. I'm sorry, we're going to have to move on to the next person. I'm sorry, Olivia.
As a Jewish state.
Olivia, we're going to have to
I'd love to
move
take
on
the question. I'd love to take the question. Actually, what do you mean by Jewish state?
I feel like
if you can't define the question, I'm not going to answer your question.
There you go.
We're going to move on to the next person.
That's true. If you can't define your own question, You know what I'm saying? She was asking about making Israel a Jewish state. And he says, what do you mean by a Jewish state? She can't answer that because what they want to say is a state that's only for Jews. That's the same thing the Nazis wanted. So are you telling me that Hitler was right when he said y'all was just trying to take over? Hello, I'm just saying. If you're doing what he said you were trying to do, I'm just saying. And I don't even know too much about that motherfucker. I know he was a Catholic. In his book, I remember because this was Christopher Hitchens quoted this in a debate. He was saying that the first words in Hitler's book, he had wrote a book, and the first words is everything I do is for God. You know what I'm saying? Like Hitler gave helped give the land that is the Vatican now. They got that from Hitler. A lot of the gold that Hitler took from the Jews, he gave to the Vatican. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not making anything up here. So it's like, if it's a horrible way to make yourself the bad guy. Bro going off. Oh, man.
Fuck my life, and fuck yours too, and fuck this damn AC. It's hot in this room, I'm recording, and a cigarette will go so hard right now. But I can't have one. But I would sit and I'd smoke, and start to self-loathe, and
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pass on that, buddy. Oh, that's fucked up. Yeah, right. My self-esteem is already low. I don't want to. I don't want. They're saying this is fake. This wasn't an accident. They're working with the enemy. They're saying it's fake. I don't believe that. North Korea executed 2 young men for creating AI fruit videos.
North Korea?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, they don't play that shit.
At that point, why even have a phone?
They're going to hoax an alien attack on the planet. It's all a lie, but it will trick and fool almost everyone. So we're trying to expose that. But see, if this
They got like a couple of channels, that's it. They watch the same propaganda shit.
Yeah. I know them niggas got like 4 haircuts. You got to go in and be like, hey, give me the 1, 2, 3, or 4.
In the King John 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. Give me the grandpa, the dad, the son, or the baby. Which one you want?
This is the only 4 haircuts you can have when you stages of life.
Real shit. King Jong Boom. I want you to think about the implications of this for a moment. Just think about it. It means it's all true. It means telepathic communications are real, which means consciousness is non-local. How do you figure that? See, this is when stupid people. Who is this lady? What does she do? How do you know any of this? When people start inserting what they think is real or isn't in place of what they don't know, that's where I have an issue. The defense secretary has reportedly been misleading the president. Oh, they're gonna blame somebody for this. I don't even care for that. Breaking: China is likely to replace the United States as global leader. That's crazy. Let's see. Yeah, this is true. If anybody's ever, if you've never tried the the gateway tape, you should. Ah, really? Let's see this.
Almost totally on the. Albert Pike said this about Freemasonry in this very book. He says that Freemasonry is based almost totally on the Kabbalah.
Yes.
Jewish magic.
Yes.
And many Jewish rabbis have admitted this, and they say,
as we have seen, when the greatest rabbis of the Talmud consider the raping and sodomizing of little girls and boys to be normal, it is little wonder that such perverse moral attitudes.
I will say this. You know, you want to talk about perverts and all that. They come in every shape and size. You can find the perverts in Catholicism, and Islam, and Hinduism, Buddhism. Okay, you okay there? In all religions. But I guess since they were doing the child sacrifices and shit like that, right? That's kind of wild.
Filter into the content of the Jewish film industry. The Zohar, or Kabbalah, like the Talmud, is also considered to be divinely inspired by religious Jews. It says that when God will reveal himself preceding the coming of Messiah, the Gentiles will be wiped off the earth. Redemption will not be complete until Amalek, or Gentiles, will be exterminated.
that in all of the rituals of Freemasonry, you will find the Kabbalah, the system of magic of the Jews. For example, the 30th degree of Freemasonry is the Knights of Kadosh.
Yes.
And it involves skulls and black robes and a knight laying in a coffin speaking from the dead.
Yes.
And all of this turning to the god of the underworld, the gods of the underworld, is all related to Jewish Kabbalah because they believe in necromancy, communication with the dead. And they believe that in the last days, a Kabbalistic master will come upon the earth, and there will be a Jewish utopia, a new world order of the Jews. But they must go along with what are called the Noahide laws and be good Gentiles and go along with Kabbalah. And if they recognize that the Holy Spirit is the serpent. And by the way, that's also taught in the 32nd degree of Freemasonry, the serpent is the Holy Spirit.
This is Edward Alexander Crowley, also known as Aleister Crowley. He styled himself the wickedest man in the world. He believed himself to be the great beast, and he changed his name to Aleister Crowley, so it would add up in both English, Hebrew, and Greek Kabbalah as 666. In 1904, Crowley had a communication with an extraterrestrial being named Iwas. And this being, through his wife, kind of a channeling type operation, brought forth a book that was called the Book of the Law in 1904. And this book declared that the slain and risen God had stepped off the throne and that a new God, the crowned and conquering child, was taking his place. He was a brilliant genius. He could play 8 chess games blindfolded. He was an accomplished poet, mountaineer, painter, writer. He had so many Masonic degrees that you could fill up 5 pages of a book with them. This guy was probably the most highly honored Mason in the world. And he began doing rituals to bring forth this crowned and conquering child. And he began to start what he called the cult of the fascinating child. And in doing this, he uncovered, without knowing it, the royal secret of Masonry. And what happened was, a gentleman came knocking at his door after he published a book. And in this book, it was a book of poetry, and in the book he had made an allusion to something. And this guy, his name was Theodore Royce. He was a German occultist and the head of the OTO, the Ordo Templi Orientis, which stands for the Order of Eastern Templars. There's the Knights Templar again. And this Theodore Royce told Crowley that he had given away the greatest secret in occult history. And Crowley said, "What do you mean? I don't even understand it." So the guy promptly initiated him on the spot to the 9th degree of the OTO and then explained the secret to him. And you're about to learn what this secret is. The secret is that as a Mason, you are promised immortality. Where do they get their promise of immortality? Simply, the secret that Crowley uncovered, probably through demonic intervention, is the secret that this immortality is conveyed through tantric sex magic. And the kind of sex magic that we're talking about here, unfortunately, is a sexual violation of a little child.
Oh, man.
Crowley taught that the way you could live forever was by vampirizing little children sexually. And this, I apologize that this is so horrible, but Masons are doing this. Not all Masons, please understand me. Probably 1 in 100 knows about this. But this is a significant enough problem that I feel compelled to share it with you. This is why the Masons believe that they will live forever. They think every time they defile a little child, they steal some of that child's youth. What happens then is they believe that they are accessing alternate universes, alternate realities where they can become as gods. There is a belief that through this sexual perversion, they can access these tunnels into alternate universes, alternate realities. And the goal of this kind of magic is to find your own universe and become the god over that universe. And then once you're the god of this universe, you can start sucking the energy out of it. And you can use that energy through this child to live forever and ever and ever. I mean, this is such a problem that we are actually, I now know of 5 national support groups that are helping people that are survivors of Masonic ritual abuse.
What is vital to consider is the significance of what occurred after Crowley's death and who followed these teachings, wholly or in part.
Crowley had many followers. He had followers through his magical organization, the OTO, which still exists today. He also had people who were very interested in him, who carried on his tradition. For example, Timothy Leary, who people perceive as a guru, but he was also an illuminate of Thanateros, which is an offshoot of Crowley's kind of OTO and his magical practices. He copied a lot of Crowley's behaviors and what Crowley did. He attacked Christianity. He was a hedonist like Crowley. He visited the Great Pyramid of Cheops and stayed in there much like Crowley did. He also traveled to Algeria where Crowley emulated the magical practices or Enochian calls of John Dee and Edward Kelly. He carried Crowley's top tarot deck wherever he went, and he actually he wrote a book called Confessions of a Hope Fiend, which is an inversion of 2 of Crowley's books called Confessions and Diary of a Dope Fiend.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've been an admirer of Aleister Crowley. I think that I'm carrying on much of the work that he started over 100 years ago, and I think the 60s themselves. You know, Crowley said he was in favor of finding your own self and do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law under love. It was a very powerful statement. I'm sorry he isn't around now to appreciate the glories that he started.
L. Ron Hubbard said he was following on his tradition. He actually started his religion or his new Age ideal church, the Church of Scientology, on the day that Crowley died in 1947. these people have a great influence on the world. There was Jack Parsons, who was the head of the Agape Lodge, which was the OTO lodge out in California, and his scribe was actually L. Ron Hubbard. Charles Manson was a member of the Solar Lodge, which is an offshoot of the OTO. So Manson was very knowledgeable about these kind of practices, and he had an immense influence upon the 60s. Alfred Kinsey visited Aleister Crowley's Abbey of Thelema, which was his kind of the inversion of a church that he had in Cefalù, Sicily, and very dark rituals took place there. There were also musical followers: Jimmy Page, David Bowie, Ozzy Osbourne. There's his ideas suffuse J.K. Rowling's books by Harry Potter, and I haven't read all of her books, but her movies and what I've seen the references to.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. But listen, guys, everything's going to shit. The United States threw Israel under the bus, and we're all right. Let's see. Barack Obama negotiated a deal with Iran that lifted sanctions on their country in exchange for international monitoring of their weapons program, along with several other concessions. Donald Trump came into office and unilaterally blew up the deal. Now, a decade later, in his second term, Donald Trump has, without the approval of Congress, initiated an unprovoked military attack on Iran, and in order to end said conflict, is demanding Iran comply with a number of self-serving proposals, many of which were already covered under Obama's initial deal. Did we leave anything out? We threw Israel under the bus. I don't know. Iran launches new wave of missiles, blah, blah, blah. All right, guys, we're going to leave it here. It was fun. It's your boy, King Wakata. And we about to get the fuck out of here. I hope you guys had a great one. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to let our boy Tupacabra play us out. You know what I mean?